So here's the last video that I have on chapter 10, section 1, and this is dealing with using the different properties of tangent segments or lines within a circle. So to start, I wanted to go over just a couple definitions and theorems that we are used to learning, and one of them is a tangent line to circle theorem. And what that pretty much means is any tangent line to a circle has to be perpendicular to the radius of the circle. So the radius of this circle is AB, and the tangent line is line L. So over here I put that line L has to be perpendicular to the radius AB. And that is for any tangent line, that has to be true. So again, I can draw a radius going off more on this direction, but that just means that this radius will be perpendicular to a different tangent line somewhere on the right side of the circle. The external tangent congruent theorem just states that any external point from the circle, that two tangent segments drawn from that same external point are congruent to each other. So point A is the external point from circle P, and if I was to draw a segment from A to B, and then a separate tangent segment from A to C, that AB and AC have to be the same length or that they are both congruent to each other. So to show a couple examples of what that one really looks like, which is pretty much going to be the one we focus on the most for certain parts of your homework, or at least the second half of your homework, is let's say I tell you that H, G, and HK are tangent to the circle F. So it's already understood that they are tangent. We don't have to check and see if they are. And I want to know what is the length of H to G. What we would do is we'd set up that HG is equal to HK. And then you would solve for the missing variable, which is A. So we'd subtract 2A from both sides and end up with 3A. And then we'd add 36 to both sides, or I'm sorry, 32 to both sides and get 36. And 36 divided by 3 would give us A is equal to 12. So then that means the length of HG is going to be equal to 2 times 12 is 24. 24 plus 4 is 28. Please make sure you read the directions for any homework because it might say just find the value of A, or it might say find a specific tangent length. So just be aware of what it's asking for. I have two other examples, but I think that this should be okay for you all to figure out since we are so used to solving multi-step equations at this point. If they tell you RS and RT are tangent, you would set both of these equations equal to each other and solve. And the same thing in the third example. I'm telling you RS and RT are tangent, so they are equal in length, and you would set up those two equations equal to each other. Now, the more complex way of understanding if something is tangent is we're going back up to this first theorem that we learned. We need to make sure that this tangent line is perpendicular to the radius. Or in these examples, whoops, scroll too far, that this triangle creates a right triangle where ST and PT would intersect. So I need to check that this is perpendicular. So in order to do that, we would go back to using the Pythagorean theorem, which is you take the two legs and you square them and add them together and see if it's equal to the squared length of the hypotenuse. And I know that 37 is the hypotenuse because it's the longest side. So the math that I want to see for these questions is that you check the Pythagorean theorem. So I'd say 12 squared plus 35 squared, is that equal to 37 squared? Now to then check, you just go into the calculator. And again, I would really like to see all this work. We'd have 144 plus, hold on, let's see what 35 squared is. So pull out a calculator, or you can use one on the computer. Is going to be 1,225. And does that equal whatever 37 times 37 is, which is 1,369. And if we add both of these up with each other, we have 144 plus 1,225. And in fact, yes, they are equal. So you would be able to say that ST is tangent to the circle P because this creates a right triangle, which means that ST has to be perpendicular to PT. Now the last example, still using similar work with the Pythagorean theorem, is trying to find a radius length. Now I will warn you, this work does take a little bit longer, but if you do it correctly, you should end up with the answer rather quickly. So in this example, we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem again, and I'm going to be using the squaring of these two sides as well as the hypotenuse. So the first thing that I want you to write down is the first part of the Pythagorean theorem. And we're going to say r squared, oops, let's make that lowercase, plus 80 squared has to equal whatever. Now this one, be careful. We're going to have to figure out what the hypotenuse is, which is 50 plus another r. So it's going to be 50 plus r squared. So you can't just go ahead and say 50. And it's okay that r is in two different places, because if we remember how to solve two-step equations, we can have the same variable on both sides. So unfortunately, we can't do too much on this side except for simplifying whatever 80 times 80 is, which would be, hold on, let's delete that out. 8 times 8 is 64. We add 2 zeros, and it's going to equal 50 plus r squared. Now, if we think back to factoring, back to algebra, whenever you square something like this, I'm going to put the letter first, so I can say r squared. So you square each of the terms, is going to be plus 100r. So to get the middle term, you multiply 50 times r, which is 50r, and double it, 100r, plus square the last term, 50 times 50, or 5 times 5 is 25, add 2 zeros. So the work isn't terrible to figure out this radius. And now we want to start to solve for r. So one thing I can do is get rid of the r squared. So if I subtract r squared from both sides, they cancel each other out. So I'm now going to be left with, sorry, I just put these in so I can start writing the question a little quicker. I'm going to be left with 6,400 is equal to 100r plus 2,500. And now from here, we're going to subtract 6,400 minus 2,500, because I want, again, to get r by itself. And then you should have, again, I'm only entering this in twice because it just pops up with the equation right away, so the numbers look better. We have 3,900 is equal to 100r. And then to get r by itself, the very last step, we divide 3,900 divided by 100, which we just cancel out the zeros, and we find that the radius is equal to 39. And there we go. So again, the work isn't terrible. This is the important step that you can't forget. And all of the problems for your homework, you will have to set up something in this manner that involves adding the radius and squaring something. If you're not comfortable with squaring binomials, please try and review prior notes or use Khan Academy to look up other examples that involved FOILing in this manner. So good luck with your homework, and we are done with Chapter 10, Section 1.